Doing it live, and ahoy there, YouTube! Back again for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter every single day and give my honest thoughts on how that Kickstarter is being ran. And today was a Fiverr one. Rockmaster, I believe it's them, would like me to check out rockmaster.com, the web platform for RPG enthusiasts. Play the best role-playing games in the world. Now, that's a lot of words that I don't completely understand. I know what they all mean, but put in that order, I'm just so intrigued. Now, fair warning, I have role-played very minimal in my life. I enjoyed it, but it's not my particular wheelhouse just because I do all the other board game-related stuff. But it's something that I do want to get into eventually one day. So that is where I am on the experience pool. Let's see if this appeals to me. Rockmaster, the web platform for RPG enthusiasts. Play the best role-playing games. Okay.
Hello, traveler, and welcome to rockmaster.com, the web platform for RPG enthusiasts. An RPG is essentially a game where each player takes the role of a character within a fantasy story. A player can play...
Okay, so... here's the thing. They are first and foremost at the beginning of this going square for me, for this character that I am playing right now, which is someone who is not that much into role-playing games, because they're going deep in telling me exactly what an RPG even is.
Say, for example, a wizard who casts spells, an alchemist who creates potions, an elf, a warrior, a witcher. Dungeons and Dragons! The fantasy story is created by a player called the Dungeon Master, who has the role of the narrator, director of the story, and of the game.
You approach what looks to be the only true sign of life in your vicinity. A small hovel, kind of mildewed on the outside, with one single window that is aglow against the darkness.
Can we peek in the window?
You step up inside of the window and you peek in the corner. You can see in the interior, it's...
Once you sign up to the website, you will see thousands of campaigns created by other players who have signed up as masters. With Rockmaster, you will be able to choose the campaign you like, read the plot of the story, see which characters you can play as,
wow,
the setting of the story, and the feedback of other players who have already participated in the campaign.
Ooh! Oh! Stop it! Wait a minute, is that what we're getting here? Now, this looks incredible. Like, I'm not huge into role-playing, but dang, I want this, but for board games. But I'm curious, how many, like... So what I see here is, this is going to appeal, I would imagine, very much to hardcore RPG, or people who are already in this community, who are doing it already on a regular basis, and they want to do it via Zoom, because they're loving doing it via Zoom, because they can now go with their person in Cleveland, and their friend in Ohio, because the Cleveland's in Ohio, but you know what I'm saying, all across the world, they can do it at different times. It's much more convenient, and I've heard from people that roleplay that their groups are getting together more frequently now, because of the pandemic, and this looks great. I love the idea of this, but how many people are actually getting to this point in the video when the first minute of the video is you literally, spoon-feeding me exactly what a role-playing game is? So look at it from their perspective. From my perspective, it's like, cool, thanks for the refresher. But for their perspective, like, oh, what is this? I get out of here. They're already clicking to the next one, potentially. But let me know in the comments below if you're an RPGer, what do you think about the beginning of that video? Does it turn you off a little bit?
Each player has their own profile, so you can see how much experience the master has, and how much experience every other player has.
We enter the dungeon.
Wait. Slow your roll. Did I just see people getting raided?
How much experience the master has, and how much experience every other player has.
Yeah. Whoa, no. Let me go back to that page. I might have missed it the first time. We had another project that was doing something very similar, where people were going to get rated, and if you rate people, people do not like that. Yeah, yeah, look, everybody here has 5 stars. Everybody's hunky-dory on the 5-star page with the big smiles, but what about when you get that 1 star? Okay. I think that's going to be a really hard sell to a lot of people, especially people who are into role-playing games. And I don't want to try and typecast people, but I think most people would agree that the people that are most into RPGs might be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Introverted. Maybe. And not everybody. Absolutely not all of everybody. I know very loquacious, outgoing, boisterous people who do it, but I also know people who would fit the other side of the bill. And I think the whole concept of raiding people is just going to turn off a lot of people, especially like that. But let's keep going. Let's get past that.
Already participated in the campaign.
That's
A dragon. Really? So we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we walk into a dungeon and see a dragon? Isn't that a little on the nose?
Users on Rockmaster meet online. They can get to the heart of the story by interacting with other players in a map customized by the master. After the session, there will be a logbook, which is shared by all players registered in the campaign. Everyone will be able to write down the story that was created during the session.
okay. So I would really love to read this right now. I don't speak that language. Is it possible that we could Google Translate this, even if it's not perfect English? I would like to get more of a feel for the user interface of the whole thing. And I feel like just the fact that it's not in my language kind of, like, there could be some neat things. I'm like, oh, that's a cool little feature there, but I don't know if it's there. So that was one thing. You got to know your market, and the overwhelming majority of people who use Kickstarter, and I think it was like 40% or 50% was the United States of America, and then like 10% for the United Kingdom was the next closest. So you got to appeal kind of a little bit more to your audience, I would say there. But let's keep
At
going.
the end of the campaign, you can print the logbook in the form of an ebook,
Cool.
and it will become a real fantasy novel.
Finish your short sword down in.
Oh, that was cool. That is so cool. Ooh, and now like every role player who's been on like these amazing adventures, because I did I think I did 3 role playing sessions my entire life, and it was all one big story. And I could only imagine getting together for weeks and weeks and years for years, and just the epic tales that you would weave. And if someone is able to take track of it, you could literally turn it into a book. That is so cool.
Into the mewling, eye-covered cub. It goes still as the mother manicore flying up in the air turns around and watches this and just gives a.
To participate in a campaign, each session must be paid with a small sum chosen by the master. The biggest difficulty of playing RPGs is finding the master, because he must know the entire manuals, know how to create a fantasy story, the right amount of creativity and imagination.
Shut up. Are they doing Uber for Dungeon Masters? Is that what's going on right now? If that's what it is, that's genius. That's absolutely freaking genius, and someone should steal that idea. And if they're doing that, and they should steal that. If they're not, wow, that's cool.
And prepare the sessions before the game can be played.
Did you guys hear that? That sounds like thunder. But no, wait. That's not thunder. It's a horde of zombies.
I get it. You're trying to interweave like pop culture into this to say, look how mainstream this is, look how relevant it is. I don't know if it's working. And that one, I just, honestly, you'd have to look at the algorithms on your video and see when the average time is when people stop clicking in the video. And I would love to see for this particular video, because I personally am finding it very fascinating. But I will say that these seem a little bit disjarring. Like, I've already watched 2 minutes of it. I'm interested in your product. You don't need to keep selling me on the fact that it's in pop culture. It just seems a bit odd.
Sir Mike, your action. What should I do? Attack? Okay, I attack with my flail. Whoosh, you miss. Your flail plays the stone. The zombie horde lumbers towards you and... the choo-choo bites your flesh tears. 7 points of damage.
I miss the
This
old
platform
Will.
wants to be a place where professional masters invite players to participate in their campaigns.
Yes! Yes!
Master.
It's Uber for Dungeon Masters! Okay, so I look at this, I'm gonna watch the rest of this video, but I look at this and I say $24,000 and it's not getting funded. First thing I want to mention is you have yourself in games. I would strongly recommend going into tabletop games. Much less competition in that avenue. And honestly, it's gonna fine tune your approach. But I understand potentially why you put it in games, because you clearly with this video are trying to go and scoop up. You're casting a very wide net, and I don't know if it's working necessarily, but it is early on in the campaign. Now the other thing I see is 3 backers. That worries me a little bit, because that tells me like you're not even like, have you reached out to your close personal friends and said, just post on your social media, post on everything you got, hey, You know, this is my passion project. I think it would be amazing. I think it would be incredible. And even if it might not be your cup of tea, please check it out because yada, yada, yada. And you will get people coming out of the woodwork most likely, especially if you're a good person, which I presume most people are good people before I meet them. You're going to have people who want to help you out. Because this idea that is right here, I feel like you need to streamline your message. Because when I see the web platform for RPG enthusiasts play the best role-playing games in the world, I don't know what I'm getting into, and I said that at the beginning of the video. I would clarify this so much for the Uber of role-playing games, because I think that could be huge, especially doing it over Zoom where there's no personal contact. You're hiring a professional. I could see this being a kind of thing where people would rise amongst it like a Fiverr type system. Now I see why the ratings are there. Okay, I take back some of the ratings. I think when you are paying someone to be your dungeon master, I think the ratings should be there. And I think that's fair, and I think most dungeon masters would think that was fair as well. And you are going to have some scenarios where things don't go as planned. You're going to have to deal with those when you get to them. But I think the overwhelming majority of people will like that. And they'll say, oh my gosh, this person, they charge a pretty penny. But 200 5-star reviews. Like, oh, perfect. Like, you'd be like, I want that. And for RPGers, because RPGers, I would say if you were going to put them into a bucket, I would say a lot of them are better off financially. You don't see too many inner city kids doing RPGs, unfortunately, which is a dang shame. I would love to see you know what? I want to run for city council one day. I want to bring RPGs into the inner city. But anywho, let's get back to this video. I'm totally going off a tangent, but man, this is such a good idea you have here.
Being a master becomes a real profession. It's a real job that has to be rewarded. The project is under development, and we have a strong and motivated team. Our donors will receive credits that will let them participate for free in the first campaign by real professional masters, including the drawing of the character. Made by one of our illustrators, we hope to reach our goal together with you, because we believe it's a project that can be interesting for anyone. Who wouldn't want to escape reality to play a character in a fantasy world? Thank you, and see you soon.
Okay, so, there's a lot of great stuff on that video. I don't know if Kickstarter is the place for that video. I think if you were going to be, buying ads of different, maybe on YouTube or something like that, I think YouTube ads could fit here really well, because if you're getting those people, if you're looking for people specifically with these videos that are, they've heard of role-playing, maybe they have a couple friends that role-play, they've never dabbled into it, or maybe they've dabbled once or twice, and you're trying to lure those people into it, I don't know if Kickstarter is the place to go, because I feel like Kickstarter is a lot less of a mass-market site, especially in the games area. Whereas YouTube, you're scooping a lot of different buckets there. So let's see, what do we got? Alfredo2 Created, a longtime enthusiast of the web and comic technology. What do we got? Rockmaster, the original one was canceled on November 30th. Let's see if we can see any changes. Funding goals changed a little bit. Well, I haven't even looked at the first one. Let's get back into it, though. Then maybe we can dig into the changes a little bit later. The first social network for professional dungeon masters. All right, so every time I watch a video, now I'm trying to think of what I want the Kickstarter page to do next. I like this idea. I really like this idea. I think it's a great idea. So now what do I want to do? I want to find out how much it's going to cost for me to support this idea, and when this idea could potentially be coming to life. And I also want to know how much I could earn being a DM. Those are the three things that, at least in my personal opinion, how much it's going to cost. So let's get to it, and hopefully it will address those issues relatively early. The first social network for professional dungeon masters. The project is a game changer for all RPG fans. You can't miss the opportunity. In other words, an RPG is a game. Oh, no. In other words, in a group of 8 people, one person will have to take. Yes, so okay. You're kind of rehashing what you said in the video. Once the player chooses which role he will play, he will move through the story, interpreting the voice and actions of the selected character. Cool. Choose from thousands of adventures created by professional masters. The goal of our project is to enclose in one place all the most exciting adventures created by. So this is cool. This is cool. I feel like you got to get to it a little bit earlier. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Choose from thousands of adventures created by professional masters. This is cool. Yes, this is very cool. Make your choice. I feel like this information right here, just this snippet is what the video should lean into on Kickstarter. Because most of the people that I think are going to click on this are already RPGers. They are just intrigued to see what new you're bringing to the table, and they don't want to have to go through the other stuff to get to that. I am guessing. You know, and that's just a prediction. I would love to see some other people's thoughts on this as well. Choose from thousands of adventures created by professional masters, because this all looks really cool. This looks so cool. Make your choice, select a campaign, choose a character, and immerse yourself in the fantasy world. I want to know how much it's going to cost already. I already am sold on the idea. Your character will be unique. No! Well, that's kind of cool. We also... Wait. We also give you the opportunity to have your character drawn. We provide the talent to our expert illustrators. Whoa! No, you didn't! This is spectacular! You are creating jobs. People will be able to hopefully be a DM and make that their job. People will be able to hopefully draw role-playing characters and do that. And I have seen people like that. I've known people who just love to just smoke up and they would just draw for hours and hours and hours. And I imagine that's what a lot of these illustrators do. Let's be brutally honest. You got that much creativity naturally. That's the, you know, let's keep going on. So, use the logbook to write the story of your campaign. How many movies and TV series have been inspired by RPG campaigns? If you ever played an RPG, you'll know. So, yes, this stuff right here is, I feel it like what you need to be showcasing to the RPG fans. You know, to the people who probably are going to be your primary bread and butter. I know you're hoping to scoop up all those newcomers, but I feel like this is a service that is much more for people already in the market. And I just don't feel like the advertising is making me believe that. But man, if I dig into it, there's so much cool stuff. You can get your own book. And wait. So is this a service? The logbook, is that actually going to be done by the DMs as well? Because if that's the case, I can write a story and I don't even have to write it. I just have to say it and take part in it with my friends. Because if that's the case, wow, we're talking about something that I think everyone would want to try. You know, just the opportunity to say, yeah, we're gonna do this, and over 7 sessions, we are going to go on an adventure. It will be 2 hours every week for the next 7 weeks. I've already paid for it. Here is your gift to you, and at the end of this, we will have a book of our adventures that will be customized just for us. Like, that's amazing. We're taking the role-playing game experience and we're turning it into a profitable thing, and I think people would love that. Oh my gosh! I love the ideas here. At the end of each stage, all player can use the logbook to record everything they have done during the campaign. Oh, okay. So, maybe I'm not reading into it right. I was going to say, that'd be an absurd amount of work for the DM, but maybe some DMs will offer that. There you go. You want to be one of the top DMs, you offer that. Enjoy playing online with your new friends. Yeah, you make friends to make the most of the platform. I still don't see the cost. Are you a Dungeon Master? Have you always wanted to create your campaign and make money from it? These are great! But okay, let's get over here. Let's see what it's actually going to cost. $1, thanks to support. Cool. Free bonus credits. When the platform is released, you will receive the free bonus credits needed to free register for the first campaigns created by Master Professional. Your name in the credits of our website. You will be updated on the progress of the products. Thanks for your support. Well, there's only 3 backers, so I take the grain of salt with which one, because I normally try and predict which one I think will be the most popular. That one seems to me like it would be $59. $59, but you're getting a campaign? Yeah, I'd say that's like buying a video game. I'd say that's a good price. Free bonus credits, character drawing. You will receive the character drawing that you will use to participate in the campaigns made by our professional illustrators. Now that, actually, I take it back, I think that will probably be the most popular one, because that sounds legit awesome. Like, your character is going to go on this amazing adventure that's going to be run by someone else, and it's going to be stress-free for you, and you can share it with your friends, and you can share the cost with your friends, and you can do it from the privacy of your own home, and you know, Ted could do it potentially on the subway. I mean, it's amazing. The limits are endless for this, and I think it's a brilliant idea. I can't get over how much I love this idea, and I don't even roleplay! We're a strong, passionate, enthusiastic team with one goal: to carry on the project. Alright, cool, so we got 8 people behind it. That's a good number from all over the world. Wow, that's cool. Management of the investment, so now you're giving me how the sausage gets made, and I gotta tell you, I like it. I like how the sausage gets made. especially because you're asking for, a decent-sized number, 22,000. If you participate concretely in the creation of Rockmaster, you will have private chat with the Rockmaster team to implement new features. Wow, this is cool stuff. And this right here stuff, I almost feel like I shouldn't have to scroll this far down. Like, this is really cool stuff. Whereas, like, oh, you get on the ground floor, you're going to be able to get private chat with the Rockmaster team. You'll be able to budge in your public profile for the great support, access to all their features before they're published. You'll receive the character drawing that we use to participate in the campaigns. It offers so many really cool things to it, and I feel like those things should be spotlighted just a little bit more. Maybe, I don't see the section over here where it's like the picture of what you're getting, and I know that's kind of a hard thing to do with such an abstract thing like a role-playing game experience, but I would recommend it, So you say, so if you back it, we'll check out the rest of it. So back it for $1 if you just want to support it, you want to see it exist. Back it for the $59, free bonus credit, need to free register for the first campaigns. So essentially you're paying $60 and you are going to be able to go on a campaign with your friends via Zoom, ran by someone who knows what they're doing and they fine-tuned it, and it's going to be great. And that's exciting, and that's a good value. I feel like that's a dang good value. Just highlight that in a picture, like $60 right now. You're going to be on the ground floor. You're also going to get these special perks because the video, in certain parts of the video, filled me in on why I want to do this. $138 with the drawings, yeah. If you want to get the $138, you get your own drawn character. This is all good stuff. Badge access to all new features. Oh wow, this is badge. Oh, okay. So you have to keep going up on the ladder to get that. Budge in your public profile for the great support. Then you can private chat. Okay. So we got our tiered list here. Still, that might turn some people off. I don't know. That's a really interesting one. Does that turn some people off? Because initially they're excited, oh my gosh, $60 and I'm on the ground floor of this. But then you already get into it and you're like, oh, other people are going to be able to budge their character and have fancy stuff. And I don't know. It's interesting. But no updates, no comments. It is a relatively newer project. It just launched yesterday. But that is Rockmaster.com, the web platform for RPG enthusiasts, which I think has all the freaking potential in the world. But I definitely do think that if the going for the mass market is not working on the Kickstarter video, you might want to consider retooling and trying to go for more established role players. I would try and get yourself. I would try and be very blunt about what you are in this sentence right here, or maybe even in your picture, and say, let's see, does it show me the picture? And say that this is kind of like Uber. You're going to be able to play the best player. So let's see what you got. Find a professional master, pay and enter a campaign. Oh, it does right at the front. Yeah, so that's great. I like that. Increase your ranking. Ooh, increase your ranking. I don't know about that one. That's the other issue. That's the other big bugaboo. I think that a lot of people are not going to like the idea of being ranked. Now, the Dungeon Masters completely understand it, but, with a Fiverr economy, they do it on Fiverr as well, like how good of a seller you are. Maybe your ranking could only be seen by other DMs, or I don't know. It's an interesting area to surf into, but I hope they do, because I think it's a really brilliant idea. That is Rockmaster.com, the web platform for RPG enthusiasts. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to click on the link below. Tell them Bowers Game Corner sent you. And as always, that's the other thing. So the 3 backers, I would boost up the social media game, like make it easy for you to find, make it easy for people to find that this is a thing that does exist. Get the Facebook, the Twitter, everything popping up, run some contests, give away some stuff like, hey, we're giving away one of this pledge level where you'll get your picture drawn, you'll get this, that, and the other. If the game is funded, I would totally run giveaways on this. No questions asked. Get some buzz generated in specific role-playing game areas, RPG Geek, Facebook groups, different stuff like that, because I think if you could get the people behind this idea, it could be massive. But, as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. No, I actually go to the YouTube first, and that's where I stop the stream. Yes, end the stream. Bye-bye. Oh, no, not bye-bye yet. Now, bye-bye.